Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a 7-round mock draft for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now I just did one a couple weeks ago, but the Eagles decided to trade out of 6 and I drafted Trayvon Mulrig in the second, and they then decided to go sign Anthony Harris literally probably a day after that draft. So we're going to be moving in here with a new mock draft with their updated picks. We're at pick 12. Now jumping right into it at pick 12. Some of the guys that would love to be there are probably Devontae Smith, Micah Parsons, Jalen Waddle, and J.C. Horn. Those are the guys I'm looking forward to the most if the Eagles want to get them. So here, with the board falling out the way it does, we got Jalen Waddle, Micah Parsons, and J.C. Horn all on the board. Now, there have been a lot of connections to the Eagles and J.C. Horn, and I don't think it's a coincidence that the Eagles made the decision to trade back from 12 literally the day after J.C. Horn's pro day. So with that in mind, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab J.C. Horn. We definitely need another corner to pair up with Darius Slay. J.C. Horn is a very physical guy, had a great pro day, tons of good numbers on his broad jump, and had a decent little 40. And he had some good production, especially if you go and watch the Auburn game. Go and watch J.C. Horn versus Auburn, and that's when you see his potential and what he can do. So we're going to grab him there at 12. Now, in the later rounds, I still definitely want to get a tight end and a wide receiver and a linebacker are two of the most important positions I still want to attack. Probably here with this second pick, we're going to go ahead and see who's there and then base it off of that. Could also use some edge rushers and whatnot. But with the board falling out the way it does, we're here at pick number 37. Now, like I said, I want to go probably linebacker, receiver. Linebacker board is looking. Nick Bolton would be a great pick. I really like Nick Bolton. I think he could go in the first round, maybe early second. So this would be a great place to snag up Nick Bolton. Looking at the receivers, also at the same time though, Terrence Marshall just having his pro day actually right now. I believe he ran a 4.38, which is a good time for him. He's really nice. Elijah Moore ran like a 4.28 or something, and we already know he has great route running. So those are two really good receivers there. And with the way that the linebacking board usually falls out, I almost feel better about getting a linebacker maybe in the third round because I like the receiving. I love the receivers. I'm going to go Terrence Marshall here, I think. I love Terrence Marshall, especially in the second round. He might be a first-round pick, but if he's here in the early second, to be able to come out of the first two picks with J.C. Horn and Terrence Marshall, that's an immediate upgrade at probably the two biggest positions in need for the Philadelphia Eagles. So I think those would be two home run picks if we can get those in the first. If we don't get the LSU receiver we wanted, well, we get an LSU receiver still to pair up outside with some of the guys we already have with Rager and with Fulgham. Now we're back up at pick 70. If we're looking at the linebacking board, Jamin Davis is still here. I love Jamin Davis. He just had an insane vert. I don't remember exactly what the numbers were, but his pro day is going on right now too. Edge rusher we could look at. I like Patrick Jones kind of, but I don't think the Eagles need to attack edge rusher all the way in the third round. Safety, a guy like Javon Holland could still, even with Anthony Harris, it's only a 1-year deal. Rodney McLeod's getting a little older, near the end of his contract. So getting Richie Grant or Javon Holland here wouldn't be a bad move either. We could still use. Plus, these two guys are two very versatile guys, especially Javon Holland can play even like slot corner. And the Eagles like to run a lot of. Actually, I don't know with our new defense, but before we ran a lot of 3 safety kind of stuff. So he can slide down to that third safety role. Quarterback, I'm not looking quarterback right now. Running back, we could use maybe in the later rounds. We could definitely use some interior O-line help. I have a lot of mock draft with Quinn Miners. I really like him out of Wisconsin Whitewater. He had a really good Senior Bowl for, I believe he's a D3 player coming out. Really great Senior Bowl. People are comparing to Ali Marpet coming out of D3 kind of story. But he had an even better Senior Bowl than Ali Marpet. So definitely the pick right now between Quinn and Myers and Jamin Davis. Now, I always do it, but that's because it's such great value getting Jamin Davis here in the third at a great position need. He's an athletic freak, tall and fast. That would be a great pick. We're back up on pick 84, and there we go. Quentin Miners is still here. So we're going to fill that interior O-line need with Quinn Miners here too. And this is a hell of a draft starting off. If the Eagles can come out here with J.C. Horn, Terrence Marshall, Jamin Davis, I think these are all definitely first, second round talents, and to be able to get 4 of them in the first 3 rounds would be a great haul for the Philadelphia Eagles coming out of the gate. Now we're back up on the board here at pick 123 in the 4th round. looking at the top players available, we could definitely still get some more depth at receiver. A running back would be nice. Could use a little edge if we need it. Interior D-line, not really a big need. I don't really know with the new Eagles staff, because if you watched the Eagles before, we had to get a lot of D-line depth because they love rotating the D-line in and out. I don't know with the new coaching staff how much rotation we're going to have, so I don't know if the Eagles are looking more depth on the D-line or if they like just mostly their stars they have. Another guy I really like here would be James Wiggins. Him and Tyree Gillespie are two of my favorite mid-round safeties that the Eagles could target. You know, I'm going to go for an interesting pick. I kind of want to attack running back here for the Philadelphia Eagles. Get someone to pair with Miles Sanders. I'm looking between Trey Sermon and Khalil Herbert right now. I'm going to go with Khalil Herbert from Virginia Tech. I know he's a little bit of an older guy, gotten more touches, but like he's not going to be a 3-down back for the Eagles. He's going to be coming in and out in a running back by committee with Miles Sanders. So I really like what Khalil Herbert did at Virginia Tech. So he would definitely be a great pick, I think, especially in a running back by committee. Coming in, you don't got to worry about the touches and the age for him, but he's definitely would be a solid pick that will probably play in his rookie year for the Eagles in the 4th round. Now we're back up on the 5th round at pick 150. Now looking at the picks again, we have a lot of late round picks. We still have 6 more picks in the last 3 rounds of this draft. So we definitely just want to attack some positions we're weaker at with depth. Looking back at the safety class, I want to definitely get another safety. Like I said, we don't have a lot of depth there. I really like Tyree Gillespie. I'm going to go James Wiggins for this pick, though. I feel like I've gotten Tyree Gillespie a lot, but I wouldn't be upset with Tyree Gillespie either. But I'm going to go James Wiggins. I like him coming out of Cincinnati. Cincinnati had a great year last year for their program. Had a really close game with Georgia in their bowl game. And Wiggins was definitely a big part of that. He helped bolster that defense. So we're going to go ahead and get him in the 5th. Just get some more depth at that safety. We could definitely use that. Now moving on to the 6th round, pick 189 here. We definitely corner and receiver depth are 2 things we definitely want to look at. Keith Taylor's another guy I really like. Great value in later rounds at corner. Other than him, looking at receiver, we got receivers looking a little weaker. I'm not liking Des Fitzpatrick could be a nice late round guy. Other than that, I mean, Josh Palmer has some upside, I guess. Looking if we want to go there. I like Luke Farrell at Ohio State, great blocker. John Bates is another guy. Those are 2 tight ends the Eagles could target later on in the draft. We're going to be back up on the board shortly again here. Actually, we got a little while. We got 2 at the end of the 6. I believe those were comp picks. So we got 2 at the end of the 6. If we want to attack tight end later, I don't know if they're still going to be there. Looking at O-line, definitely could keep attacking depth at O-line. None of the tackles really are standing out to me. They're still left. Tommy Kramer, I mean, if you're getting guys from Notre Dame, they're always solid. Guys are going to be great with their fundamentals and techniques, so he wouldn't be a bad pick here at pick 189. Looking at the rest, D-line, we definitely need some depth at D-line and edge. Especially could use some edge. I really like Chauncey Golston. I'm going to go Chauncey Golston here. He's kind of he had some really great reps and then some really bad reps throughout college. He was kind of an up and down player, but you saw some of the high ceiling with him. So I think the Eagles can take a risk on a guy. The Eagles have had a pretty good track record of developing some defensive ends. The latest one we've seen is Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat was, I believe, a 4th round pick, and he's come out and he's been balling for the Philadelphia Eagles lately. So I like if we can get a guy with high upside in these later rounds at D end that we can kind of develop, because we don't need a guy to play right away. We still got Sweat, Barnett, Brandon Graham. We got a lot of depth at D end to start. So get some guys with that high upside that we can hopefully groom into a great player later on in their career. Now, back up on the board, we have 2 picks in a row. I definitely want to try and attack tight end. Too bad both of the tight ends I was looking at happened to jump off the board between those picks. I'm not a big fan of really anyone else here at tight end. Definitely could use some more linebacker depth. Charles Snowden's always a guy I love for almost any team. Just a crazy athlete. I believe 6'7", 230, something like that. Just an insane athlete that you could mess around with and put in different systems to see how he fits. But if we're looking to get someone that'll play here, I think I'm going to attack here some wide receiver depth. And I'm going to go Marlon Williams from UCF. He's one of the guys that he's just he's not really one of those high upside, but he definitely had some great production at UCF. We're back up on the board again. The board has really fallen out a way that I would not be a fan of, especially because of the fact that the Eagles have so many late round picks. Not a lot of guys that I really like falling. So here, looking at this, positions we could definitely target a backup quarterback. I wouldn't be against targeting another quarterback to bring into the room here. Sam Ellinger and Ian Book are probably my two favorites. If we're going to target someone later on, maybe Zach Thomas. We already got some edge. If we want to attack interior D-line, there's we could definitely just get some big boys to put in the middle and hopefully develop. But I'm going to go with a QB here. I'm going to go with Sam Ellinger. I know he was very up and down at Texas. Some people thought he was going to be really good after a couple years. Didn't end up having the career that a lot of people thought he was going to have, but he's still a good prospect, and bring him in the 6th round isn't much risk for the Eagles. I mean, we've made way worse decisions at the quarterback position in the draft, so that wouldn't be an awful pick there. Just bring someone else in the room as a backup quarterback behind Jalen Hurts. Now at pick 234, I'm going to grab just one of my favorite guys I like grabbing in the late, Trey Norwood. Played at Oklahoma. He played since a true freshman. He's been playing corner and safety. Don't really know what he's going to play in the league. They haven't listed as safety. I can see him playing that slot corner more, though. And he's just another guy that we can use all around. He's a smaller guy, but he definitely has shown some good things. And they played in the Big 12, which is hard on any defender to play in the Big 12. So I'm not going to mark him down on. He definitely got beat some, but that's why you're picking him in the 6th or the 7th round, even not in the top 3 rounds. Now, I believe this is our last pick here at 240. Yes, this is our last pick. Basically, just getting anyone who you think has high upside. Malik Herring and Marco Wilson, 2 guys that are standing out. Bryce Thompson, guys that I have high upside on. Frank Darby, some people are really high on at receiver, but we've already gotten 2 different receivers in this draft, so I don't know if I want to target another one in Frank Darby. As we Des Fitzpatrick's still on the board, he'd be another interesting guy to look at here. For my money though, I'm gonna take a project player in Charles Snowden, just another freak athlete, probably playing off-ball linebacker, kind of blitz. Like we could maybe do kind of like a blitzing outside linebacker. He doesn't really fit our scheme that much, but I'm just going to get a freak athlete and see what he can do. You're picking 240 in the 7th round. A lot of 7th rounders don't even make the team, so why not take a risk on a guy like that? That's how I view the later rounds, is take risks on high ceiling kind of guys. I know some people hate the phrase high ceiling, but that's what I'm going to say. He is very athletic is kind of more a better way to put it. But anyways, this is our draft. For the Philadelphia Eagles, I loved if we can come out of the first 4 rounds, especially with J.C. Horn, Terrence Marshall, Jamin Davis, Quinn Myers. Those are probably the 4 biggest holes on the Philadelphia Eagles roster right now. And to come away with definitely 1st and 2nd round picks, probably at each of those positions, and guys that I could definitely see starting for the Eagles in the next 2 years, that would be an insane haul. And I got some guys I really like in the next couple rounds in Golston, Wiggins, and Herbert. And then just fill out with some project players in the last couple rounds. Philadelphia Eagles probably aren't going to be a great team this year anyway, so go ahead and get you guys some project players. We don't expect these guys to play year 1, and we're not going to be good anyway, so it's not like we need contributors right away. Get guys that will be good maybe in a year or 2 that will be ready for, if we're with Jalen Hurts, if we trade up for another quarterback next year, however that works out. Our window is probably in the next year, probably after this year, maybe another year after that, depending on how Jalen Hurts looks, if we're really going to go for it. So let me know what you guys thought of the picks, any picks you liked, loved, hated. Let me know down in the comments. I'll see you guys for the next video. I have a great video coming out tomorrow, and I got a film breakdown coming in the next week or so. I'll see you guys later.